I saw my parents having X last night, but there were more than two people. I'm Maya, 23 years old, living back at home after my lease ended last month while I saved up for a better apartment. It was supposed to be temporary, 3 months tops, but that night changed everything about how I saw my family, my childhood, my entire life. It was 2 a.m. when I got home from my shift at the restaurant. I work late nights as a server, and the tips are better after 10 p.m., so I usually don't get back until well past midnight. The house was dark except for a dim glow coming from the basement. Our basement was finished when I was in high school. My dad turned it into this entertainment space with a huge TV, a bar area, and comfortable couches. Sometimes my parents hosted their friends down there for game nights or movie marathons. I figured they'd fallen asleep watching something. I was thirsty, so I went to the kitchen first, grabbed some water, scrolled through my phone for a few minutes. Then I heard it. Music. Not loud, but definitely on. Some kind of slow jazz that my parents would never normally listen to. I thought maybe they'd left the TV on. I headed toward the basement stairs to turn it off so it wouldn't run all night. That's when I heard the voices. Not talking. Something else. I should have stopped right there. I should have gone back to my room. But there was something in the tone. Something that made my stomach twist. That pulled me forward even though every instinct was screaming to turn around. The basement door was cracked open maybe 3 inches. The light was low, reddish, like they'd put up different bulbs. And the sounds were clearer now. I looked through that crack. My mother was on the couch. My father was next to her. There were 2 other people. A man and a woman I'd never seen before. And they were all together. Touching. Kissing. More than that. I stood there frozen for maybe 5 seconds. It felt like 5 hours. My brain couldn't process what I was seeing. These were my parents. My normal, boring, suburban parents who wore khakis and argued about whose turn it was to take out the recycling. I must have made a sound. A gasp or something. Because suddenly my mother's eyes opened and she looked directly at the door. Directly at me, I ran up the stairs, grabbed my keys, and got in my car. I didn't even remember the drive. 1 minute I was pulling out of the driveway, and the next I was parked outside a 24-hour diner 3 towns over, shaking so hard I could barely hold my phone. My best friend Amber answered on the 4th ring. Maya, it's 2 in the morning. Are you okay? I wasn't okay. I told her everything. She went quiet for a long time. Are you sure? She finally asked. Like, are you absolutely sure it wasn't just my parents, Amber? There were 4 people. 4. Holy shit. Yeah. What are you going to do? I had no idea. I sat in that diner until 6 a.m. drinking coffee that tasted like dirt and watching the sun come up. My phone buzzed 17 times. My mom, then my dad, then my mom again. I didn't read the messages. I couldn't. When I finally went home, I waited until I saw both their cars leave for work. My dad's an accountant. My mom works in real estate. They left at their normal times, like nothing had happened, like the world hadn't just shattered. I packed a bag, clothes, laptop, important documents. I was leaving. I'd figure out where later, but I couldn't stay there. That's when I found the note on my bed, my mother's handwriting. Maya, we need to talk. Please don't leave. We love you. This doesn't change who we are as your parents. I crumpled it up and threw it across the room. How could she say it didn't change anything? Everything had changed. The foundation of my entire childhood had just revealed itself to be built on lies, but I didn't leave. Not yet, because there was something in that note. The way she wrote it. So calm, so prepared. Like she'd thought about what she'd say if this moment ever came. I went into their bedroom. I'd never snooped before. I was always the good kid. The one who respected boundaries and privacy. But that was before. Their bedroom looked normal. Boring even. Beige walls, a queen bed with a floral comforter my mom got at HomeGoods, family photos on the dresser, me at my high school graduation, me and my young